Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all continuing to stay safe and well and that you're getting any support you need right now. I thought I'd do another lockdown favourites video this week because yet again there's been stuff over the past 7 days that I've enjoyed and that's caught my eye that I can tell you about. So I hope you enjoy hearing about that. There's a blog post to go with this as well where I explain things in much more detail, so do go and check that out too. And don't forget that I also have a lockdown resources page where I've got links to various sources of information to do with the current crisis and entertainment and things to keep you occupied if you want to have a bit of fun. So there's lots of things there. I'm always keeping it updated, so do keep an eye on that all the time. But yeah, here I'm just going to give a summary of the things that I've been enjoying and doing over the past 7 days, and I hope you enjoy it. So the big blog post and video I did this week was about Audio Description Awareness Day, and in particular I posted a video that I'd never shared before, even though I filmed it a couple of years ago, because it was never intended for this channel. It was an interview that I filmed for an audio described film project that I was consulting on basically with various other people. So do go and check that video out because it has lots of my thoughts on audio description, and there's also a link to the audio described film that I was working on, so that's very interesting. And also check out Juan Alcazar's video about the day on his channel, JC5 Productions, where he explains what the day is all about and how you can get involved and stuff like that. It was a very worthwhile day to do, and I know it got a fair bit of attention on social media, which is great. And then moving on to TV, this was a programme that was audio described, funnily enough, and it was a programme called Quiz, and this was about the famous Charles Ingram scandal on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where he was using coughs to cheat his way to the jackpot. There was somebody helping him in the fastest finger first seats called Tequin Whittock. And yeah, I still firmly believe they're guilty. Charles Ingram and Diana Ingram, his wife, and Tequin Whittock, they still protest their innocence, of course, and they're looking to appeal it yet again, even though they've tried this multiple times in the past and failed. I've seen the documentary before, the Tonight documentary, and they've actually now posted the raw footage from the original show as well on the Millionaire channel, so I do encourage you to watch that to see what you think. But the dramatisation of it was also very, very good. Michael Sheen was just uncanny as Chris Tarrant. He's just amazing. He's got all the mannerisms down, he looks like him, he sounds like him, he's just incredible. And yeah, the guy who plays Charles Ingram was also very, very good. Doesn't really look like him so much, but again, he had the mannerisms down to a T. And the lady playing Diana Ingram also got her role spot on too. And I enjoyed Aisling Bea playing an ITV executive as well. I know her from shows like QI, where she's a comedian, but to see her acting in a role like this was very good. And there was still humour in here as well. There was quite a lot of comedy throughout. It was overall a drama, but there was certainly plenty of humour in there too. It was really interesting as well, you know, even though it was dramatised, there were various true aspects in there as well. So one thing that was interesting to me was the syndicate, or the consortium as they were called in real life, just renamed for the show. This was a group of Millionaire fans who basically didn't cheat, but they basically examined the show and the application process very closely to maximise people's chances of getting on the show and then into the hot seat and to get as much money as they could. And they reckon they got a good few £1 million of the total prize money out of the show. So that was very, very interesting. I know there is truth in that aspect of it. And seeing the aftermath of the episode as well, and the production offices represented on the show was also very good. And then, of course, the trial. I mean, if you watch the trial and the drama, you could be forgiven for thinking that maybe they might be innocent because the defence lawyer there was very, very good. But no, I mean, having seen the footage, I'm still convinced they did it. And then talking of quizzes, I actually got involved with a quiz this week because the Nystagmus network are hosting a virtual quiz online every week. It's an automated quiz. There's no webcams involved or anything. You just go onto a website, pay a small fee of £3 because it's obviously fundraising money for the Nystagmus network, and then you answer an automated set of questions. They're multiple choice, you get 20 seconds per question on a variety of subjects. There's 3 rounds on general knowledge, 1 on sport, 1 on film and TV, and 1 on music. And you basically compete against other people, and the top 3 winners of that game basically get a small amount of the prize pot. So the winner got about £3, just over that, and then the next 2 places got £1 something each. And then the Nystagmus network got just under £20, so they get the bulk of the pot, quite rightly. So that was fun to do. My mum and I took part in that together, and we came 4th, which was very impressive. You've got to be very, very quick to get into the top 3 places because it's based on speed as well as your score, because obviously some people might tie, so it does time you as well. But it's all about raising money for the charity, because obviously in these times charities are finding it very hard to make money, so any little bit we can do to chip in to help is obviously very worthwhile. So it was a nice fun way of doing that, of raising a bit of extra money. And then talking of games, on the Apple Arcade, where I'm still enjoying my free trial, the game I've been playing this week is Tangle Tower, which is basically a point and click murder mystery adventure where you guide 2 detectives through this mansion and the grounds surrounding it. Basically in each area you have to click on everything to have a close look at it, solving puzzles sometimes to unlock things, and talking to the people you find in the different areas, and you've basically got to piece everything together to try and figure out who committed the murder, basically. And it's very nicely kind of animated. There's a very kind of artistic styling, very colourful styling. The speech is also captioned as well with nice clear text, so you don't need to be able to hear it to be able to play it. Sight does help though, because you do need to be able to look at what you're clicking on. It's just a good fun game. Yeah, there's quite a bit of humour in there as well as mystery, so it's quite fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. But I think the thing I enjoyed most by far this week was the Phantom of the Opera, which was posted on Andrew Lloyd Webber's channel, The Shows Must Go On. Each week during the lockdown, they're posting one of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals, just for a very limited time, 48 hours normally. And we've had like Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and Jesus Christ Superstar. And this week was Phantom, which was only on for 24 hours in the UK due to licensing restrictions, sadly. But I did watch it on Friday night and I loved it. I've never seen Phantom before, so this was the perfect opportunity to give it a go, and it was fantastic. It's the 25th anniversary Cameron Mackintosh adaptation of the production that was filmed at the Royal Albert Hall, and it's just stunning. You know, everyone involved is fantastic, especially obviously the Phantom and Christine, you know, the leading figures in the play. And the sets are lovely, the costumes are gorgeous, the choreography is fantastic, the music is obviously wonderful, and the whole thing is just magical. Yeah, it's long, it's like 2 hours 40 minutes, the whole show, but that's also because there's a big encore on the end of it, to be fair. You know, the actual show is just over 2 hours, but then there's a big encore with Andrew Lloyd Webber coming out and then Sarah Brightman doing a guest appearance with some of the old Phantoms all singing with her. Michael Crawford, the definitive Phantom in many people's eyes, also made an appearance at the end. Michael Crawford didn't sing, sadly, but it was lovely to see him there nonetheless, because he's very well loved in this country, not only for Phantom but also some others do have him, of course. So as well as this amazing 2 hour show, you've also got this brilliant encore at the end. So I'm glad I've finally seen it at long last. It's just made me all the more keen to go and see it in person. You know, I was going to go and see it next month, but obviously that's no longer possible. So hopefully when this is all over, I'll be able to go and see it at long last. You can still buy it to watch it online. You know, you can rent it or buy it, or you can get the DVD or Blu-ray as well. So it's not as if it's not out there at all, but it was just a great opportunity to watch it for free, to try it out. So I may well buy it as well. It's very, very tempting. And it was very generous of them to show Phantom of the Opera for free, but they were also encouraging people to donate to support, COVID-related charities, which is fair enough. You know, obviously you've got to help the NHS and other people who are helping out at this time. And also, in terms of Cameron Mackintosh productions, you can also buy Ms. Rocks, which is a staged concert of Les Mis, another musical I've never seen. So this is very tempting to get. You can get it on iTunes and Amazon and Sky, and that's raising money for actors and musicians and, again, the NHS. And then moving on to online videos that you might want to check out. Last week I mentioned Tim Vine Televisual, where the comedian posts short sketch videos each week on a Monday night on his channel. They're very silly, very funny. But this past week he actually posted a feature-length film as well, just a cheap kind of budget film. It's called Fear Moth, and it's about a man who runs a light bulb shop. He's scared of the dark, and he basically gets the blame from the residents of his little village that he's in when this giant moth basically starts attacking people in the village. So yeah, it's very silly, it's very daft. It's perhaps not as funny as his stand-up comedy shows, but it's still quite good. It's still worth a watch. There's nothing scary about it. It's just silly, basically. I know there's another film he's done as well, which is on his website, available on DVD, so it is out there already. But hopefully he'll post that on his channel as well, because it would be lovely to see that, to see what it's like too. There's also a new channel called Emergency Broadcast Comedy, which has started posting a panel show called Who Said That? It's hosted by Mark Olver, who's a stand-up comedian. He often does warm-ups on TV shows, things like that. And this first episode had Angela Barnes and Mark Watson and a couple of other people involved too. Basically, each guest reads out a question and then the other comedians have to answer it. And if the person asking the question can match the answers to the person who gave those answers, then they get a point in each case. And it's all about the banter and the fun, basically. And yeah, that first episode was very good. It's a very nice kind of simple premise to get into, and the guests were good, so I'm looking forward to seeing who they get on future editions. Dave Gorman has also set up a channel on YouTube as well, where he's going to be posting clips from Modern Life is Goodish and other shows, and hopefully new material in future as well. And he's given it the name Gormhub, which is brilliant. That's a very imaginative name for the channel. So go and check out Gormhub. That's already got some very funny clips on there. And then the stars of Only Fools and Horses, the musical, which I had the pleasure of seeing last year, including Paul Whitehouse, have got together from their homes online to record a version of the theme tune from their show for the NHS, to thank them for the work they're doing. So that's a very entertaining performance, and I'll link to that in the description as well. And then to recommend a visually impaired YouTuber, and it's thanks to my friend Claire that I became aware of this, there's Blind Traveller, who has a channel called Planes, Trains and Canes, where they basically visit 5 different cities around the world to see how they get on, to explore the culture and things like that. And one of those cities is London. So I haven't watched their videos yet, but they look very interesting. But yeah, do go and check them out if you want to see what it's like for a blind person trying to navigate different cities around the world. And then there are also some other fundraisers I want to quickly mention as well. Last week I mentioned the RNIB's Urgent Appeal. This week I've already mentioned the Nystagmus Network's fundraising quizzes and those theatre shows as well who are raising money. There's various other bits and pieces that have caught my eye too. Some of them have musical connections as well. One fundraising effort I became aware of is by a charity called Amaze Sussex, and they're doing the Big Cheer Up, which Angela Barnes, a comedian, has made a video supporting. And basically they're asking people to share their funny jokes and videos to help keep people's spirits up and to raise money as well. So that's worth looking at if you like a bit of a laugh and want to raise some money in the process. And then in terms of sport, there's the 2.6 challenge, which is basically filling the gap left by the London Marathon that would have taken place on the 26th of April. People are being asked to do a challenge that involves the number 2.6 or 26. So you might want to run 2.6 miles or do 26 repetitions of a certain form of exercise or do an online workout with 26 of your friends or something like that. So that's all to raise money again for various worthwhile causes, because obviously there are lots of charities supported by the London Marathon who aren't going to get that money they would have got from that now. So it's very important for a scheme like that to exist so that those charities can get some additional income, all of which is much needed at the moment. Similarly, the charity Revitalise are doing the Revitalise 5 challenge to support the disabled people that they look after in their own special centres. So they're asking you to take on a challenge involving the number 5. So maybe you'll flip 5 pancakes or walk 5 miles or something, or anything involving the number 5. It doesn't have to be sporty, just anything involving the number 5. So be creative. There's ideas on their Facebook and Twitter and Instagram pages. Basically, you do this, you take photos or video of yourself doing it, you donate £5 and you nominate 5 other people to do the challenge as well. £5 isn't much, so that'll soon add up and lots of people do it. And then on the music front, there was a charity single released this week called Get Up by a group called The King's Daughters, which was co-produced by and features Brian May as well from Queen. And it's a very good song, it's fun and uplifting and catchy and everything, just what we need right now. And people are encouraged to get involved with the dance moves and send videos of themselves in doing it. So they all feature in the music video as well, which got a very kind of community coming together feel, that whole video. So yeah, it's quite lively and good, that song. And 10% of the proceeds are going to mental health charity Mind, who are obviously filling a very vital purpose at the moment, supporting people's mental health. And then there's also a lovely video by a group called the Stay at Home Choir, who have done a powerful rendition of Vivaldi Gloria. That's very, very good, and they're looking for donations to help them with their projects as well. But of course, the big fundraiser this week, and indeed this year, I think, is Captain Tom Moore, who everybody knows. If you've been stuck under a rock this past week, then basically Captain Tom Moore is a 99-year-old who, in advance of his 100th birthday at the end of this month, has been walking 100 laps of his garden to raise money for the NHS. He's completed his challenge, but he's still going because the money's still coming in, and that's because the money's been huge. Once he got on the news, it just skyrocketed, and at the time of recording this, if I look at his page, he's got £27.3 million. I mean, that's just insane. It's just fantastic as well, though. And there's gift aid on there as well, which currently stands at 5.1 million. That's in gift aid that the government will pay on top as well, that people have claimed as taxpayers. So he's made over 30 million easy. It's just incredible. And he's also now released a charity single as well with Michael Ball and the NHS Voices of Care Choir. They've released a wonderful version of You'll Never Walk Alone. So that's a really powerful piece too. Again, raising money for the NHS. So that's well worth buying as well. Obviously, I'm not expecting you to donate to everyone I've just mentioned. Just pick and choose anyone you like, or donate to the NHS directly or something. But it's nice if we can all chip into something somewhere just to help out. If we're all stuck at home, then it's just nice to know that we've been helping somebody out, just making somebody else's life a bit easier and safer. But I did donate to Tom because everybody else has. So well done, Tom. We salute you. And on that cheerful note, that's it. That's all I have to mention for now. I hope you've had a lovely week as well, and that you have a nice week ahead, whatever you're doing at the moment to pass the time. I may well do another post next week, as I know there'll be a few things to talk about, but as always, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I hope you have a good week ahead. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe as per usual. And above all, stay safe, and I'll see you for another video very soon. Bye.